Hey, it's me, Eleanor Pryor. And with me today is my friend, Brenda Trout, and she is totally going to interview me about why I love selling on Amazon and ask me some questions. So I want you guys to all say hello or virtually say hello to the screen when you're watching this replay to Brenda Trout.
Hey, Eleanor, I'm excited that you asked me to do this. Interviewing people is my most favorite thing to do in the whole world. And I was just honored when you said you needed somebody to ask you a bunch of questions because you know I'm going to grill you.
I know, I don't know. I should be nervous about this because she's good at grilling.
That's
So,
great.
yeah.
You were the very first person on my show, Pajama Party Profits, and it was so funny because we were supposed to be a short show and everything got in our way technically. I had to drive across town and everything, and then when we got to do the show, we forgot so much of what was happening. We just went on for a very long time. It was a very long show. So
Yeah,
I promised you to keep this one to it. Yeah, we were. It was bad or good, depending on how you look at it. So I promised you that we keep this one to an hour, and understand the whole premise of this whole series is talking about Amazon, which is very dear to my heart because that's how I got started in the make money in your sleep kind of field. So why don't you just start us off and tell us your whole Amazon story?
All righty. Okay, so my story. I started selling on Amazon in the middle of Q4 2013. I took Jessica LaRue's course because I just wanted to be an affiliate for her, really, in all honesty, because I saw what was going on with ASM. ASM was relaunched at the time. It was totally out of my budget. There was no way I was ever going to be, ASM. So I was bugging her and bugging her and bugging her to make me an affiliate. And then, I got the course and I went through the course and I'm like going, ah, this is another stream of income. And at the time I was married and, my husband at the time's whole thing was I needed to go get a job. He was adamant about me going and getting a job. And my dad ruined me for getting a job because he was a mason contractor and I used to work for him when he had his business. I was the qualified employee on the other side of the business license. And so I would go work for him maybe 10 hours a week doing payroll,
Right.
payables, and receivables. And my office was in my old bedroom. So I would just go to my parents' house and work with my kids. So there was
Right. I remember
no
you telling me
way.
that you're basically like many of us an unemployable person at this point, right?
Yes, I am completely unemployable. You want to kill me? Send me to a job. You want to see me die? That's what you do. You take my spirit away, everything. Send me to a job.
And you had mentioned ASM was out of your reach. This is like what is it, a $2,000 or $4,000, and it's called Amazon Selling Machines, and it's supposed to take you
Yeah.
by the hand and show you how to. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it
you
was
went to
like,
Jessica LaRue, which I
mhm.
also adore. She was on Pat Flynn's Passive Income uh, show, and I absolutely love her, and I know what you mean, that you've helped me get to be an affiliate of hers as well. So why though so you got this because you wanted to sell her stuff to other people, but when you got it, you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
There's
because
a little
like
bit more to
I
it, right?
said, I'm recently divorced, and from 2013 on, in that period of time, he had been on me to go get what he was calling a real job, and I loved being home with our daughter and my other children, and I was able to. I'm an only child. My parents are 77 and 81, and I was able to run the family errands and deal with every little minor unexpected issue that a blended family has without having to ask somebody permission if I could leave, without having to worry about getting fired from a job because one of my kids were sick or one of my kids needed something or I wanted to volunteer in the school and I could. So my family really was my why. And what I loved about Jessica, and so I had to kind of shift my focus a little bit because, like I said, I am recently divorced, but what I loved about Jessica was Cliff. Her and Cliff were doing it all together. If you've never heard their story, she worked him out of his job and They work together. They're home for their toddler. They do everything together. And I really
Right.
wanted, that's what I really wanted. I wanted our family to be able to do everything together. I wanted to, if we wanted to take off out of town, I didn't want him to have to ask permission. I wanted to work him out of his job, and I was on my way to doing it, but that's okay. So now my new focus is to use Amazon and the other ways that I make money from home as an affiliate marketer and other things to be able to do all the things that I wanted to do minus him. If that makes sense.
Okay, so you've got a little bit shift of a why, but it's still about that freedom, right? That freedom to be able
Yes.
to go really anywhere you want and continue your business.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Jessica, and you mentioned that she, I remember her story very well. She told Grandma Pat, she said he would come home day after day miserable from his job, and finally one day she looked at him and she said, I got this. If you want to help me out, I know we could double this. I know what I'm doing here, and I got this. And he was a little bit hesitant, but he jumped on board.